Came in with the style, with the flavor, with the $1 million attitude. Smile for the haters, yeah. I've been making rounds, doing favors. I'm the man in the city. I've been feeling like the mayor, yeah.
Alright, y'all, we're gonna see the strip hex right there. We're gonna see if we can get this VIPAZ tire off this wheel here. So we're gonna stick it in here. The old Mr. Coffee Caref that I didn't get to return right before the pandemic hit. So I've had this thing for like 3 years and haven't used it. And we're gonna put this right here in there. So just 1 second. Alright, well, I read the acetone won't destroy rubber, but it should do plenty to the super glue. So hopefully I'm not wrong. If I am, I got another set of these coming anyway. So we're gonna cover that up there. I think I got some foil or something I can cover that with, because I don't think that the regular Mr. Coffee lid's gonna quite cut it. I think this needs to actually be covered. So we're gonna cover it with some foil and call it. So hold on. There we go. So we got the foil over the top, and then snap the lid on there. Squish that around. I already felt the glue on the top. It's actually breaking the glue down already. It's probably gonna affect the rubber somehow, but I'm gonna have another set of these anyway. Oh, hold on, get off of there. There we go. And if it ruins this one, well, oh well. So we're gonna let that sit for maybe a day or so, see what happens. Yo, hold on. I could be ruining the tire. I've got another set coming from M2C anyway. I could be ruining it, but it could be working. It's coming off, so I'm gonna, as it is now, I'm gonna see if I can separate it from the rim so I don't completely misshape the tire. But yo, it seems to be working. Hold up. Yo, so that's actually coming off fairly well. So I'm gonna put a little acetone inside there to get the rest of that off, and I might have this off by the end of the day, and I'm gonna see if it's misshaping the tire enough to not glue back on. So we'll see. Well, I got it off of there, so now we just gotta see if it'll actually go back on a clean rim. So I'm gonna clean this tire up a little bit, clean up one of these other hoons, stick it on there, and I'm gonna zip tie the hell out of it and see what it does. Alright, y'all, so we got that tire off, and you see these old hose clamps, these worm gear clamps. I put these, so that tire was misshapen, as y'all saw, but it's not too bad. So I'll put it on one of the other prepped wheels that I have for now, put it on there, put some tension on, just to see if, well, if it was going to fit flush and all that. So I'm happy with how it's going to sit once I glue it. It ain't pretty, but it's going to go back on one of these hoons. So I'm going to clean this up real quick. Got my tire cleaning up tool and change that sheet out. We're going to clean this one up, throw this on here, glue it up, call it a day, and we're going to send it. Yo, I ain't glued it yet, and I got to clean up the inside of the tire, but it ain't pretty, but this is going to work. As long as the glue holds, this is going to work. Y'all, it's going to work. Probably. Oh, this seems like it's gonna actually work, so don't mind all that glue oozing out. I don't care. These ain't gonna be pretty. These are the first set that I'm wearing out with these VIPAZ. But for a transplant, yo, this is coming out really good. And since I got these hose clamps here, when I do the next set, how I did these, basically I did one end, clamped it, and then flipped it over and put as much space in between the wheel and the tires I could, and just squeezed it full of glue, clamped it all the way, I mean, to where it was glue. It was squeezing glue out the top edges and then whatever tears and cracks I had in the tires already. So it's gonna be glued, and then I'm gonna check it once it dries and do the same process again. So I'm probably gonna do that when I put the new wheels and new tires on. I think that's the way. Okay, bye. Alright, y'all, it was successful.
The transplant's done, so now it's just a matter of how long does it hold up. That was already torn there. Glue squeezed through. But yeah, it's on the wheel now. You'll see what it came off of. So we're just gonna run it, see if it holds up. If it holds up for a couple battery packs, then cool. That's all I can expect, because this is the one that I had oopsie on anyway, by stripping that hex, and then the other one that I tore glued just fine. So yeah, 2 out of the 4 that I glued the first time around, I did something wrong, whether gluing the tire or stripping the hex, and I think I recovered from all that. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. Alright y'all, so check it out. So the 2 front wheels have both had some sort of repair. This is the one that I blew out. You can see, and I glued. I've already ran this one since then. Held up solid. This is the one that I stripped the hex on, and as I was taking it off, I actually tore some small spots in there. That was my bad. I got a little impatient. And the acetone sitting in that carafe, it actually slightly misshaped the tire, but y'all saw what I did to bring the shape back. So that's also a front wheel. I put them on the front just because these have less wear on them. Judging off my other tires, the tread is consistently better on the front tires than the rear, partly because I typically have that camera back here with the rear tires. Adds to the weight, blah, 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 blah. And I'd say traction, but these things, we ain't getting traction. This thing is making them tires spin. So the rear wears them out really fast. And since I'm running the spool, it's not just dumping the power to the front. So I think they'll just last longer up here. So that's where they're going to be until I feel like I really need to switch them and wear them back down. Then I'll switch them to the rear. But we're going to see how they hold up. Time will tell.